ज्ञानतिमिरन्तस्य किरञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Because I understood that I am going to make the first presentation, and I was thinking, okay, let's first Krishna appear, and then we will proceed more in the next other pastimes of Krishna. So my presentation is called Advent of Lord Krishna. We know that in 9th canto, Shukadeva Goswami was describing the two main dynasties, the Moon dynasty and the Sun dynasty, most of the kings in these dynasties. And also he was explaining about the Yadu dynasty, some of the great kings that appear in this dynasty. And now in the beginning of 10th canto, Parikshit Maharaj is asking precisely a questions about Krishna. He wants Shukadeva Goswami to start speaking directly about Krishna, appearance of Krishna and different activities of Krishna. Also he is asking about Balaram, how it is that he appeared and then he was in the womb of Devaki, then he appeared in the womb of Rohini. And he is addressing one very important topic. What should be the qualification of someone who is going to speak on these topics, who is going to speak about Krishna, Krishna Katha? We have a famous verse, Nivrita Tarshaya Rupagiya Manam Bhavavshadat Shrotra Mano Viramat Kautama Shloka Gunanuvadat Puman Virajeta Vina Pashugnat. Someone who wants to present discussions about Krishna as they are, he should be free from material desires. Nivrita means free from, and Trishna means thirst for material objects or material desires. If someone is lacking this qualification, it will be very difficult to present the topics about Krishna as they are. He will basically tend to present them in a way that is beneficial for him, to get some personal benefit from this. We have a nice quote from Srila Prabhupada. Can someone read, please?
If we hear the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and liberated persons, this hearing will certainly free us from the bondage of material activities, but hearing Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by a professional reciter cannot actually help us achieve liberation. Krishna Katha is very simple. In Bhagavad Gita it is said that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As he himself explains, Matak Prataram Nanyat Kinchidasidhananjaya, O Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Bhagavad Gita 7:7. Simply by understanding this fact that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead, one can become a liberated person.
So to present Krishna Katha as it is basically means to present that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and we are servants of Krishna. Whereas if someone is hearing from professional reciters, normally they will try to get some personal benefit out of it. Someone else?
A devotee is one who has no other motive for reciting Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam than to serve the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore advised us to hear the glories of the Lord from a realized person. Bhagavata Parodaya Bhagavata Sthana.
Thank you. So, this is the proper way to get a Bhagavatam from a person who is Bhagavatam, someone who is living Bhagavatam. And we know there is another verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying, Mayavadi Bhashya Shunile Hoya Sarvanash. Everything will be destroyed if you are listening Bhagavad Katha from someone who is interpreting the things in his own way, especially if they are Mayavadis. Also, Sanatana Goswami was quoting one very famous verse that is saying, Avaishnava Mukot Girnam Putaharikatamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpa Uchishtam Yatapaya. In the same way as the milk is getting poisonous if touched by the tongue of a serpent, in the same way, if Krishna Katha is touched by a person who has not pure motivation, Bhagavad Gita will become poisonous from those who are listening. There is another nice quote. Krishna consciousness movement is therefore trying to train qualified preachers to recite Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita throughout the entire world, so that people in general, in all parts of the world, may take advantage of this movement and thus be relieved of the threefold miseries of material existence. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that he's expecting that the devotees, they present Bhagavad Gita in a proper way, in a way that is going to be conducive for all the personalities who are listening Bhagavad Gita. This is our qualification, to try to present Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in this way. Then, after these questions of Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami is getting very enlivened that he can continue speaking, and especially directly about Krishna. Until now he was again speaking about Krishna, but not always it was directly. So now he can just focus directly on the topics of Krishna consciousness. And then he's reciting a very nice verse. He's reciting a very nice verse. Someone can read it, please.
The Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purifies the three worlds, the upper, middle and lower planetary systems. Similarly, when one asks questions about the pastimes and characteristics of Lord Vasudeva Krishna, three varieties of men are purified: the speaker or preacher, he who inquires, and the people in general who listen.
So there is a nice example here. Once this great river Ganges is in the universe, all the three worlds, they are getting purified. In the same way, once Krishna Katha is spoken, everybody is purified. The person who is speaking is purified, the person who is listening is purified, the audience is also purified, everybody is purified. Can you please say different ways how actually we are getting purified? What is the benefit? Can you come with different ways? What is the benefit from listening to Krishna?
Prabhupada said that to be able to love Krishna, one first needs to know Krishna. One needs to know about the person that we are aspiring to love. So Krishna Katha is telling us about Krishna so that we can develop attraction for him eventually.
Nice. This is a good point. Before to love God, you should know how great God is, and then you can love him.
So in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam is beautiful shloka that whenever there are discussion about Krishna, so at least for time being, people who are there, they are not being envious of each other. So our envy is also glorified by Krishna Katha.
And this appears nice.
And it was a verse, but it's an analogy about hearing about Krishna. One feels purified, unpurified, detached from other things, and realizes the Lord, like someone who eats their own nourishment, satisfaction, and relief from hunger.
Yes. How it was? Tushti Pushti Haritapaya. Nice. Someone else? I remember there is one famous verse, first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yasya vai shruyamanayam Krishna parama purushe bhakti utpadyate pumsa shoka moka bhayapaha. So if one listens Krishna Katha, the result is shoka, all the miseries are disappearing, moha, the illusion is disappearing, bhaya, the fear is also disappearing. Of course, there are a lot of benefit from this. This is very deep topic. We will not go too deep in it because I know there is devotees who are going to speak only about these things. So we will give them a chance. Srila Prabhupada is saying, therefore, since the Krishna consciousness movement is full of Vasudeva Katha, anyone who hears, anyone who joins the movement, and anyone who preaches will be purified. So if somehow or other people get in contact with this movement, and if we are doing our job, means there is Vasudeva Katha, Krishna Katha, the holy name of Krishna, people will be benefited. Vasudeva Katha Ruchi Syat Mahan. How it was this verse? Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirtha Nisheva. Yes. First canto Srimad Bhagavatam. So now we can start with the real story of appearance of Krishna. Once when Mother Earth was very much disturbed because of appearance of so many demoniac kings on the earth with their huge armies, she took the form of cow and she went to Lord Brahma to ask for help. And Lord Brahma, together with the other demigods, with Lord Shiva, went to the milk ocean and start praying to the Supreme Lord so that they can get some relief for the Mother Earth. Srila Prabhupada is saying that they were quoting the famous verse Purusha Suktam. Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva Atyatishta Dashangulam. They expressed their problem in front of the Lord, and then Krishna spoke only to Brahma. So actually Brahma could hear Krishna in meditation, and then he revealed what the Supreme Personality of Godhead said to all the demigods. Basically, he said that the Supreme Lord is planning very, very soon to appear on earth to kill all these demoniac kings and to protect his devotees. Paritranaya sadhana vinashacha dushkritam. And he is also asking all the demigods together with their wives to take birth in the Yadu dynasty so that they can help in the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So then all the demigods, they went back to their respective places, ready to take part in the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At that time, on the earth, great personality Vasudeva took birth, was just getting married for Devaki, the daughter of great Maharaja Devaka. And they were just going back to the place of Vasudeva. The cousin of Devaki, Kamsa, because he wanted to show his love, he took the role of chariot driver of their chariot, and they were just going back with huge dowry. It is said that there was 400 horses and many elephants and many chariots. So they were going when they heard an embodied voice from the sky. You ask, how comes, son? You're driving this chariot, but you actually don't know that the eighth child of this woman will actually become the cause for your death. It is used the word Ashtagarbha, because it was not sure if it's going to be a boy or a girl. Then Kamsa, he became very afraid and at the same time angry. He took Devaki for the hair with one hand. Actually, it is said with the left, here is with the right. I don't know why. And then he took out his sword and he was ready to kill Devaki. And then Vasudeva understood, okay, she's my wife, I have to protect her somehow or other. He understood physically I cannot stand against Kamsa, he's very strong. But I can try with philosophical instructions to change his mind. So he started giving instructions to Kamsa. The first argument of Vasudeva was, first, it is very sinful to kill a woman. We know that in the Vedic culture, 5 groups of people, they should not be punished. Who are those 5 groups? Brahmanas. Cows. Children. Women and old people. And not only that, but Vasudeva said, you are relatives. I mean, she's your sister. Like in the Vedic culture, even the cousins, they were like considered. like a sister and brother. So you're a relative, and today is very special day. She just got married. How you're going to kill her? And then after that, Vasudeva explained that anyway, sooner or later, all of us we are going to die. So this is unavoidable. You are a kshatriya and you are afraid of death. Something is wrong here. And also, if you make I was trying to make some practical calculations, like Krishna should be 8 child, so this would mean at least 8-10 years to be born. And then till he becomes grown up, to kill Kamsa, let's say 15-20 more years. So this would mean 25-30 years. And if Kamsa was at least like 25-30, so this would mean like 55-60 years. Anyway, you're not going to live more than like 70-80 years. So if you're going to live 10-15 years more or less, what's the problem? What's the deal? So basically Vasudeva was trying to explain something in these directions, that anyway you are going to die. If you're going to live 20-30 years more or less, what's the problem? And of course then he explained that although the body is going to die, we are not going to die, because we are the soul. And the people who are wise, who are sober, they are not afraid from this kind of change. Dhiras tatra namuhyati. So what is the problem? From any position, it's no need for you to be fearful. Still, he couldn't manage to change the mind of Kamsa. So then he came up with another idea. He offered to Kamsa, okay, just don't kill Devaki, I'll give you all of our children. Every child that we have, I will bring it to you, and you can do with him whatever you like. So then Kamsa, he liked this idea, because in this way he can be free from sinful reaction and at the same time achieve his goal. So he agreed. Then Vasudeva and Devaki went back to their place. Every year after that, they had one child, 6 years in a row. And already when the first child was born, Vasudeva immediately took it, brought it to Kamsa and said, okay, this is my first child, now you can do with it whatever you like. Kamsa, however, seeing that Vasudeva he knew even from before that, he's very noble personality, very honest, he said, okay, actually the prophecy was that I'm going to be killed from the 8th child, so no need to kill your first child. You can take it and go back home. Don't be afraid. However, Vasudeva knew he cannot really have faith in the words of Kamsa, because he was person that you cannot trust on. So he went back, but at the same time he was thinking that every moment something can happen. And it happened very soon. Narada Muni appeared in the palace of Kamsa. He was nicely received from Kamsa. But then he brought the bad news for Kamsa. He explained that how you are sure that Krishna will follow the plan that you understood, that he will appear as a child. He may appear in every child, so you should not trust this. You should not trust the demigods. I suggest that maybe it's better just to kill all the children of Devaki. And also, I already know that demigods are appearing in the Yadu dynasty. They are going to assist the Supreme Lord in killing all the demons on earth, including you. And then he explained to Kamsa, actually in your previous life you were the great demon Kalanemi. You were so powerful, but still Vishnu appeared and killed you. So now you have the same problem. What you're going to do about that? And Kamsa became again very fearful and very angry. Immediately he ordered Vasudeva and Devaki to be put in the jail. Then together with his great powerful friends like Jarasandha and other great demons, they start persecuting all the kings from the Yadu dynasty. Most of them, they went away in other kingdoms, neighboring kingdoms. However, some of them stayed and they became like servants of Kamsa. Of course, one reason was that they wanted to see when Krishna appears there. They wanted to see Krishna personally, like a Krura. It is said that that was one reason why he wanted to stay with Kamsa and serve him, although he was such a great demon. So, what were the reasons why Narada Muni appeared and he was speaking in this way? Apparently, it was speaking in a way that was like harmful for Devaki and Vasudeva. It was looking that he is on the side of Kamsa. Why he was acting in this way?
Because he wanted to expedite Krishna's appearance by making Kamsa increase his sinful reactions, so that Krishna will appear quickly.
Yes, and take action sooner. Also, another reason, someone can say, why he said especially that the other children of Devaki should be also killed.
They were cursed, and it was their fate anyway. It was bound to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Having higher vision, transcendental vision, Narada Muni knew actually this is better for these children instead staying here in the material world. It would be better for them just to be very fastly go back to the heaven. Yeah.
And they're supposed to be killed by his father, means by Kamsa.
Okay.
Because last lifetime they were related. So it was
That was part of the deal.
part of the deal.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, so Kamsa, he was acting in this way. He also threw his father Ugrasena in the jail. But because he was a bad person, it was sure that sooner or later he'll be finished. It was predestined in this way. So then it was time for the next child of Devaki to appear, the seventh child. Balarama ki Jai. He appeared in the womb of Devaki, and then immediately the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna asked Yogamaya, spiritual potency, to transfer Balaram from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini, which was staying at that time in Vrindavan under the protection of Nanda Maharaj. Also, Krishna ordered Yogamaya to appear in Vrindavan and take birth in the womb of Yashodamaya. And he explained that after that she'll become famous all over the world under different names, and people will worship her in order to get material profit, which are some of the names that she's going to be known as. Durga, Kali, Bhadra, Vijaya, yes, many different names. Srila Prabhupada is explaining that we are also known as Shakta worshippers. This is very, how to say, famous part of spiritual belief, and there are many people in India which are known as Shakta worshippers, and normally this would mean that they are worshipping the external energy of the Supreme Lord. We are worshipping the internal energy, but we are also known as Shakta worshippers. Can someone read the last thing?
Vaishnavas, however, are Suddha Shaktas, or pure Bhaktas, because the Hare Krishna Mahamantra indicates worship of the Supreme Lord's energy around. The Vaishnava prays to the energy of the Lord for the opportunity to serve the Lord along with his spiritual energy.
This is very important part of our philosophy, because it explains that actually we are trying to get the mercy of the Lord through his energy. We cannot do it directly. If we get the mercy of the Lord, then we can get his mercy. Otherwise it is impossible. And even when one goes in the spiritual world, again, it's the same system. You cannot directly serve Krishna, or if you serve directly Krishna, you are going to serve him because you got such kind of order from some of the very much close associates of Krishna. So in Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the word Hara is internal potency of Krishna. Then it was time for the 8th child of Krishna to appear. Then it was time for the 8th child of Krishna to appear. Shri Krishna ki. First he appeared in the mind of Vasudeva. And then from the mind of Vasudeva he went to heart or mind or womb. Where?
From mind to heart.
First to the mind, then to the heart. Okay, then to the womb. Yeah, Shiva Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining there is no difference between these because anyway the Lord is omnipotent. He can appear wherever he likes. He can appear in every atom, so what is the problem for him to appear everywhere? And also from the Vedas we know that actually the Vedic perspective is that heart and mind is the same. The mind is actually in the heart, so there is no difference between this. When Krishna appeared in the mind, in the heart, or in the womb of Devaki, she became very effulgent. And Kamsa, of course, noticed that. And he understood, okay, now Krishna is here, now my greatest enemy appeared. And he was considering very seriously to kill Devaki straight there on the spot. He was not so afraid that he's going to make a sinful reaction, to get a sinful reaction. Rather, he was very much afraid of his reputation, because we know for the Kshatriya this is very important thing, what people are going to say about that. So because of that, he said, okay, let me wait till Krishna appears and then I can take action. At that time, all the demigods, understanding that Krishna is already there, they appear to offer prayers while Krishna was still in the womb of Devaki. Normally, demigods, they appear to offer prayers when the incarnation is already out of the womb, when it's appeared. But this time they appeared even before that. They start offering very nice prayers. They were glorifying the position of the Supreme Lord. They were also describing the different incarnations of the Lord, their nature, how all of them they are completely transcendental. And they address one very important topic, Lord's shelter. How the Supreme Lord is taking care for everybody who is ready to take his shelter, the shelter of his lotus feet. We have a nice verse in this regard. Samasrita ye padapalavatlavan mahat padam punya yasho murare pavam budir vatsa padam param padam yadvipadem natesham. Those personalities who are ready to take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, for them the huge ocean of material existence is becoming not bigger than the water in the yes. So their position is very secure. And by the mercy of the lotus feet of the Lord, they can truly understand the Lord. Athapi tadeva parambujadvaya prasada lishanu grihite vahi chanati tattvam bhagavan mahimno. Those personalities, they can understand the Supreme Lord as He is in truth. And after that, the demigods are describing another category of personalities who are trying to make spiritual advancement, but they are not humble enough to get the help of the lotus feet of the Lord. Yenye ravindaksha vimuktamaninas tvayastabhavat avishuddha buddhaya aroha krichirena param padam tata patantyado nadrita yusmad angreha. They think themselves liberated, vimukta manina. They think that they are very much spiritually elevated. But at the same time, they are not because their intelligence is impure, avishuddha buddhaya. That means still they are thinking that they are the controllers and they are the enjoyers of this material world. They want to enjoy. Bhaktivedanta Maharaj was explaining that would mean that their karana deha is not destroyed. The gross body of such kind of personalities, gross material body can be destroyed, but still their karana deha, or this polluted consciousness called chitta, that they want to stay in somehow or other in the position of controllers and enjoyers, this is not destroyed. So that's why their intelligence is impure, avishuddha buddhaya. And because of that, they have to fall down from their position of so-called superiority, so-called spiritual position. Why? Just because they are not ready to take the help of the shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then devotees, then the demigods, they are describing another category of personalities who are devotees who are surrendered to the Supreme Lord. They took the shelter of the Supreme Lord, but somehow or other, because of one reason or other, they had to fall down. So they fell down from their position. And they are describing that the position of those personalities is not the same like the previous ones, that they didn't want to take the shelter of the Supreme Lord. Can someone read this verse?
What about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of the goddess of fortune? If devotees completely in love with you sometimes fall from the path of devotion, they do not fall like non-devotees, for you still protect them. Thus they fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in devotional service.
So they may have some kind of difficulties. At the end, ultimately, Krishna is taking care for them. There is very famous verse spoken by Narada Muni in first canto of Bhagavatam. Tyaktva swadharmam charanam bujahare bhaja apakvo tapatet to yadi yatra kva vabhadram abhutamushikim kovartam bhajatam swadharmatha. Yes. If someone is doing his prescribed duties perfectly, but if he is not taking the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, if he is not doing devotional service, what is the ultimate benefit from this? And if someone else gave up all his duties in order to surrender completely to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he may have some problem after that, there is no any loss for him. Narada Muni is explaining to Vyasadeva. Because he wanted to stress the point that he has to describe Krishna Katha directly. Vyasadeva, he wrote Mahabharata and he glorified Krishna quite a lot there in Mahabharata, but the point of Narada Muni was, if you take it like a percentage, how much you glorify Krishna directly and how much you are speaking about the glory of Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha, it's not enough. It's too little. Now you have to do it the opposite way. Just write a literature that inside everything will be about Krishna, and basically if there is something about Dharma or Artha, everything will be subordinate to the main topic, Krishna. So that was Bhagavad Purana ki Jai. Can you give some examples about personalities who are completely surrendered to Krishna? And yeah. Huh? Mother Yashoda. I didn't finish. Who are completely surrendered to Krishna, but they fell down from their position. Chitraketu. Very nice. Bharata Maharaj, very famous example. Yeah. Kinkri, Indrajin, Gajendra, Moksha. Yes. Someone else? Achamyo, can we say it to some extent? To some extent. Because it is said that first he was quite a serious brahmana, he was practicing devotional service, but then he fell down, but then he came back again. Pilvamangala Thakur. Yes. Someone else? Coming into mind. Anyway, okay. So, can we make a short discussion for 4 or 5 minutes, maybe by pairs, and discuss what are the different ways Krishna is protecting his devotees in difficult situations? In which way Krishna is giving protection to the devotees? Also, if you like, you can expand it little. What are the different manifestations that Krishna is taking in order to protect his devotees? Like we know that Krishna is appearing in the form of his holy name. What? As Narasimha? Okay. So if you like, you can just discuss for 5 minutes by pairs, and then we are going to write down something.
Pandit. Bears. Bears.
Okay, dear devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Can I ask someone to write down? So can you tell us please, what are some of the ways that Krishna is protecting his devotees? Yes.
He eats on their behalf.
He eats on their behalf.
Yeah. For the Pandavas, Durvasa Muni had come with 60,000 disciples,
Okay.
and they were stressed what's going to happen because Draupadi had already eaten from the Akshay Patra, and there was nothing left. So Lord Krishna came and he ate on their behalf and protected them.
Nice. That's a very good example of how Krishna is protecting his devotees. Yes.
He just sent somebody to tell somebody else about the problem, like in the case of Rajinabadi, Nada came and told another very tough story about Rajinabadi's problems.
Okay, so we could say that he is sending different representatives so that they can help the condition living beings. Yes.
He's protecting by the devotees' mercy. Like we hear this morning, one young man was dying, and right at the time of death, because the devotee was there and his phone was ringing, you could hear the mantra.
Yeah. That was amazing story. And also, I like the other story that Prabhu was saying how he was chanting next to this boy regularly because his mother asked him. And this boy, after that, he said, like they asked him, so what did you remember when you were in the intensive care in the hospital? He said nothing, but I remember the chanting. So this shows how the chanting is actually on a transcendental form. Nice, thank you.
Anybody else?
There's a few examples. Well, sometimes we still have some material desire, and Krishna, or through the material energy, we try to fulfill that desire. But Krishna allows us in a way that we just get sick of it. There's one devotee, Maharaj now, he was instructed by the spiritual master to go and finish his accountancy course, get qualified for devotional service. And he liked fast cars. He still had an attachment for driving big fast cars. And he had to drive it every week, hundreds of miles backward. And after, like, we knew he got so sick of this driving, his desire went away. I thought it's very nice.
So special arrangements for Krishna to free us from material desires.
He protects by facilitating the devotee's remembrance of Krishna. Even if apparently the devotee's body may be harmed, it seems like he hasn't been protected, but Krishna preserves the devotee's remembrance of Krishna, and that's why his spiritual life is protected.
That's a very nice point. Krishna is protecting his remembrance on the behalf of the devotee. Yes.
Krishna is making it very easy for the devotee. Like Sanatana Goswami was old, so he said, no, you don't have to do this all big, huge 40 kilometers every day, just you go around here and that's going to be fine. Or Krishna is saying, Gita Patra Pushpam Phalam Toyam, no big stuff, just give me little things, but give it with love, I will accept it.
Devotion.
So he's actually very considerate to the ability of the people.
Krishna is making it easy for a devotee to get his mercy. Like it is said that if we do one step toward Krishna, he will make 10 steps toward Krishna.
Krishna appears in different incarnations to protect the body. Like he became a Varaha to protect Mother Bhumi. She fell down, so with the task would easily pick her up. Or he appeared as Nrsimhadev just to protect Prahlad and also protect Brahma's words that he gave so many boons. So protect also his words, Brahma. He became a Nrsimhadev.
So Krishna is ready to take different forms. Incarnations. Yes. That was also your point. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, these are all very nice points. One point I wanted to say something about what Mataji Gopika Radhika said, that sometimes devotee is in a difficult situation or sometimes in an easy situation, but all these situations, ultimately they are made from Krishna for his benefit so that he can remember it. And we can see this very nicely in all these stories like Bharata Maharaj or Chitraketu, Vritrasura, that all these personalities, they were in one situation or other situation, but they did not stop to remember Krishna. So that was the special blessing actually of Krishna, that okay, whatever it happens, you continue to remember me. We have a few nice quotes in this regard from Srila Prabhupada. Someone can read?
We have actually seen that our Krishna conscious movement has many opponents, such as the Indian programmers, who instituted a strong legal case against the devotees. We thought that this case would take a long time to settle, but because the devotees were protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we unexpectedly won the case in one day. Thus, a case that was expected to continue for years was settled in a day because of the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has promised in the Gita, Kaunteya Prajani Name Bhakta Pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Yeah. This way, Srila Prabhupada is giving very practical example how Krishna actually took charge for the situation. For one day, he is saying something that he was thinking it will go on for so long. One day it was so. Someone else, please.
The devotees who are fully engaged in spreading the Krishna consciousness movement, more than 10,000 men and women all over the world, have no steady or permanent occupation. Yet we actually see that they are maintained very opulently.
This is part of the protection of the Supreme Lord, that he is taking care for those who are working for him. Srila Prabhupada sometimes is giving an example. If someone is working, his boss is never going to leave him not to have what to eat or where to sleep. So Krishna is doing the same for his people. Devotees, they are always taken care of. If neglected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a child, despite the presence of his parents, will suffer, and a diseased person, despite all medical help, will die. In this material world, where there is a struggle of existence, men have invented many means for protection, but these are useless if the Supreme Personality of Godhead rejects them. Mare Krishna Rakike, Raki Krishna Marke. If Krishna is protecting someone, even if it looks that situation is very, very bad, at the end he'll be okay. And if Krishna is not protecting someone, even if he has all the money, even everything looks fine, apparently, there will be a problem. There is a famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita that is saying, for someone who is remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even the most difficult things becomes very easy. And if someone is not remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most easy things, they become extremely difficult. Someone can read, please.
One politician has remarked that the Krishna consciousness movement is spreading like an epidemic, and that is, if not cracked immediately, within 10 years it may capture governmental power. There is, of course, such potency in the Krishna consciousness movement.
Sure. At least when I read this statement, I was thinking Srila Prabhupada is enjoying by writing this thing. He's saying, you see, this is the proof. This is the proof. We are really doing something. We are growing. He didn't took it like, okay, maybe we are doing something and people are afraid and they didn't like it and this and that. No, he took it like, okay, this proves that we are doing something serious to spread the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I like this very much, this quote. So then it was the time for Krishna to appear. When Krishna was appearing, it is said that everything was perfect. Constellation Rohini was there, and the very auspicious star Ashwini was also there, and the whole nature was very peaceful. The Brahmanas were very peaceful, performing nicely their duties. All the living entities, they were feeling very relaxed, very happy, very peaceful. So basically everything was perfect. And then Krishna, he appeared, not like an ordinary children, but he appeared straight there with all his decorations, with his long hair, with his nice silk dhoti. And he was already there. He was staying there with his 4 arms also. So then Vasudeva and Devaki expressed their prayers to Krishna. One thing from the prayers of Devaki was very interesting, that he said, this is the Supreme Lord, and if Kamsa see, he may come to kill him. So Krishna, please take the form of a normal child with 2 hands, small child, so that I can hire you. So, which shows the special rasa of Devaki. Because he was the Supreme Lord, she may just think, okay, this is the Supreme Lord and this is Kamsa, what's the problem? He'll kill Kamsa and job is done. But no, because of her rasa with Krishna, she was thinking exactly the opposite way. So then Yoga Maya came, she made a special arrangement so that Vasudeva can take Krishna, take it out of the prison, bring it under the protection of Sheshanaga, bring it through Yamuna river to Vrindavan. At that time, Yashoda had already a baby, Yogamaya, and Vasudeva went there to change the babies. Then he came back with Yogamaya in the jail. All the doors became locked. And this is how Krishna appeared in Mathura, but then he went to Vrindavan. There is also another appearance of Krishna. Can someone read, please?
As stated by authorities, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. In this age, Krishna has appeared in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Krishna consciousness movement is spreading like wildfire all over the world, and it will go on doing so. Men who are like Kamsa and very much afraid of the movement's progress and acceptance by the younger generation. But as Krishna could not be killed by Kamsa, this movement cannot be checked by men of Kamsa's class. The movement will go on increasing more and more, provided the leaders of the movement remain firmly Krishna conscious by following the regulatory principles and the primary activities of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra regularly.
So Krishna appeared as his holy name, and this is our responsibility to try to follow strictly the process given by Srila Prabhupada, so that we can help this appearance of Krishna to be beneficial for as many people as possible. We can just get some credit by taking part in this pastime of appearance of Krishna as his holy name, Nama Prabhu or Nama Rupe. Janma karma me divyam evam yoveti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naitima meti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. Shri Krishna ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. If you have some questions or comments. Yes.
I didn't quite understand could you elaborate more on this Vishna or Shakta? Shakta worship, right? Because you say that we don't go direct, we go indirect. We go through the energy.
Yes.
Therefore we Shakta, right?
Well, the point is that we can be also called Shakta worshippers, of course, Shuddha Shakta, or pure Vaishnava, Srila Prabhupada is saying, because we are worshipping the Supreme Lord through the medium of His energy, His Shakti. That's why the term Shuddha Shaktas can be used as a term for Vaishnavas, for the devotees. That was the point. Someone else? Some question? Yes.
So could you share some of your own realizations regarding this topic?
Yeah, one reason why I choose this topic actually is many times, like all these years, when Janmashtami comes, and there is some senior devotee who is speaking about Krishna and appearance of Krishna. And a few times I had the opportunities to be on lectures where senior devotees were explaining the whole story, how actually Krishna appeared. Because it is said in the Kali Yuga people are less intelligent, I could never get it completely and remember it. So then I thought, okay, now I have the opportunity to go very deeply through this so that I can remember how actually it happened, what is the consequence and how the babies were changed. So that was one motivation why I choose also this topic. And the other was that I knew that I would be the first presenter, so I thought, okay, let's start from the beginning. Yes,
Thank you. Somebody might say it's very cruel. He just takes that girl and puts Krishna there just to save his boy, and he's ready to sacrifice Yashoda's daughter. So, how do you answer this objection?
Srila Prabhupada is explaining his purpose that this shows how much each parent is affectionate to his child. That because of his own child, he is ready even to sacrifice another child. This is one comment that he is making. Of course, here this argument is not cannot be completely taken fully, because this is Janma Karma, transcendental pastimes and birth of Krishna. So everything that happened is on a different platform. And we see this from the next chapter when Kamsa tried to kill this girl. Actually what happened, she flew in the air and became the great form of Maya, Mahamaya, and actually he couldn't do anything with his small power. So it's of course someone can give this argument, but we can answer that, okay, this is a different story. It's on a transcendental platform.
I think just a small detail, but maybe you could use the reasoning that as a girl child, because when Kamsa tried to kill the girl, he said, no, you won't be killed by a girl, you probably won't be killed by a girl. So maybe he thought, well, if I spot Krishna and the girl, then Kamsa won't bother.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
And then she manifests to Hamsa as his worshipful deity, part of the pastime. And the girl shall not claim to Yogamaya. Then he realized,
For a few moments he realized, okay, I'm in a difficult situation. But then a little after that, he became encouraged again to continue with the same. How much time we have?
About 1.5 minutes.
Yes.
So this whole pastime, it looks like Krishna himself is very selfish, because his mother and father are in jail, and then he just makes sure that he goes somewhere and he's having a nice time while his father and mother are in jail. His supreme personality of Godhead, he could have just still comes immediately. So why he left Devaki and Vasudeva to suffer in jail while he himself was having a nice time?
He went to Vrindavan, nice air, nice food, and he lived them in the big city, in the jail. So far, yeah, it's a very good question. Actually, I didn't thought about that. Tricky question. Maybe someone can help me? Yeah.
Well, they weren't in jail. As soon as he tried to kill the girl, and she told him, your death has already been born, he went back to Vasudeva and Devaki and he apologized and he said, just know it was your karma for me to kill your children. And then he opened their shackles and he left them. So they returned home.
Yeah.
He knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Also to show us that this material world is always full of trouble, even if you are on the platform of the Bhakti and Vasudeva. Always problems. Material world.
Yes.
Be prepared.
Padam, yad
Yeah.
padam. Yes, bro.
Before killing Kamsa, he wanted to kill his associates first. So he killed so many demons which Kamsa sent, and then he thought of killing Kamsa. So that's why he waited for.
That was part of the
That's
plan.
part of the time. But Kamsa has actually, the time for his death has not come. So he was waiting for the proper time to kill. And before that, he killed all the demons Kamsa had sent.
Before that.
It also proves the point that children will never do what you expect them to do. You may have your plan, but they already have their plans. And they're not going to ask you what your plan is. They're going to go ahead and do their things.
That's a good
And
point.
you just have to accept the facts of life. The world goes on, right?
Okay, so we are at time.